Politics of Poland takes place in the framework of a democracy, whereby the Prime Minister is the head of government of a multi-party system and the President is the head of state. Executive power is exercised by the President and the government, which consists of a council of ministers led by the Prime Minister. Its members are typically chosen from a majority coalition in the lower house of Parliament, although exceptions to this rule are not uncommon. The government is formally announced by the President, and must pass a motion of confidence in the Sejm within 2 weeks. Legislative power is vested in the two chambers of Parliament, Sejm and Senate. Members of Sejm are elected by proportional representation, with the proviso that non-ethnic minority parties must gain at least 5% of the national vote to enter the lower house. Currently 5 parties are represented. Parliamentary elections occur at least every 4 years. The President, as the head of state, is the supreme commander of the armed forces, has the power to veto legislation passed by Parliament, which can be overridden by a majority of 3/5, and can dissolve the Parliament under certain conditions. Presidential elections occur every 5 years. If none of the candidates receives the most votes on the first round, a runoff election will be held with the 2 most voted candidates. The political system is defined in the Polish constitution, which also guarantees a wide range of individual freedoms. The judicial branch plays a minor role in politics, apart from the constitutional tribunal, which can annul laws that violate the freedoms guaranteed in the constitution. Executive power. The Prime Minister proposes, the President appoints, and the Sejm approves the Council of Ministers. The President is elected by popular vote for a 5-year term. The Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Ministers are appointed by the President and confirmed by the Sejm. The Council of Ministers is responsible to the Prime Minister and the Sejm. Head of State. The President is elected by terms, as Head of State, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and Supreme Representative of the Republic of Poland. The President has the right to veto legislation, although veto may be overridden by the Assembly by a 3/5 majority vote. The President, as representative of the state in foreign affairs, shall ratify and renounce international agreements, appoint and recall the plenipotentiary representatives of the Republic of Poland, and shall cooperate with the Prime Minister and the appropriate minister in respect of foreign policy. As Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the President shall appoint the Chief of the General Staff and commanders of branches of the armed forces. The President may, regarding particular matters, convene the Cabinet Council, although it does not possess the competence of the Council of Ministers. Official acts of the President shall require, for the validity, the signature of the Prime Minister. Nevertheless, this does not apply to nominating and appointing the Prime Minister, shortening of the term of office of the Sejm in the instances specified in the Constitution, introducing legislation, requesting the Sejm to appoint the President of the National Bank of Poland, appointing judges, proclaiming the holding of a nationwide referendum, signing or refusing to sign a bill, appointing the first President of the Supreme Court, President of the Constitutional Tribunal, members of the Council for Monetary Policy, appointing and dismissing members of the National Security Council, exercising the power of pardon, convening the Cabinet Council. Legislative branch. The Polish Parliament has 2 chambers. The lower chamber has 460 members, elected for a 4-year term by proportional representation in multi-seat constituencies using the D'Hondt method, similar to that used in many parliamentary political systems, with a 5% threshold. The Senate has 100 members elected for a 4-year term under the single-member, one-round first-past-the-post voting method. When sitting in joint session, members of the Sejm and Senate form the National Assembly. The National Assembly is formed on 3 occasions, taking the oath of office by a new president, bringing an indictment against the President of the Republic to the Tribunal of State, and declaration of a president's permanent incapacity to exercise their duties due to the state of the health. Only the first kind has occurred to date. Since 1991, elections are supervised by the National Electoral Commission, whose administrative division is called the National Electoral Office. Elections. Notes: prominent politicians. Prominent contemporary Polish politicians in alphabetical order include Leszek Balcerowicz, Marek Belka, Marek Borowski, Bogdan Borusewicz, Jerzy Buzek, Ludwik Dorn, Roman Giertych, Zita Gilowska, Danuta Hubner, Marek Jurek, Jarosław Kaczynski, Jarosław Kalinowski, Bronislaw Komorowski, Paweł Kowal, Aleksander Kwasniewski, Kazimierz Marcinkiewicz, Stefan Miller, Wojciech Olejniczak, Jan Rokita, Jacek Sari-USZ Wolski, Donald Tusk, Zbigniew Ziobro. National security. Poland's top national security goal is to further integrate with NATO and other West European defense, economic, and political institutions via a modernization and reorganization of its military. Polish military doctrine reflects the same defense nature as its NATO partners. The combined consists of 100,300 active duty personnel and in addition 234,000 reserves. In 2009, the armed forces transformed into a fully professional organization and compulsory military service was abolished. Personnel levels and organization in the different branches are as follows: Land Forces 60,000, Air Force 26,000, Navy 14,300, Special Forces 1,700. The Polish military continues to restructure and to modernize its equipment. The Polish Defense Ministry General Staff and the Land Forces Staff have recently reorganized the latter into a NATO-compatible JET G1 through JET G6 structure. Budget constraints hamper such priority defense acquisitions as a multi-role fighter, improved communications systems, and an attack helicopter. Poland continues to be a regional leader in support and participation in the NATO Partnership for Peace program and has actively engaged most of its neighbors and other regional actors to build stable foundations for future European security arrangements. Poland continues its long record of strong support for United Nations peacekeeping operations, it maintaining a unit in southern Lebanon, and providing and actually deploying the KFOR strategic reserve to Kosovo. Poland is a strong ally of the US in Europe and leads the multinational division Central South in Iraq. Government Protection Bureau. The Government Protection Bureau is Poland's equivalent of the Secret Service in the United States, providing anti-terrorism and VIP security. Details services for the government. Administrative divisions. Poland is divided in 16 provinces of voivodeships: Lower Silesia, Kujawia, Pomerania, Łódź, Lubelski, Lubis, Lesser Poland, Masovia, Opole, Subcarpathia, Podlaskie, Pomerania, Silesia, Wielkopolski, Warmia, Masuria, Greater Poland and West Pomerania.